Joining us now is co-host of Newsweek's Royal Report podcast, Kristen Meinzer. Thanks so much for your time. You're live from New York talking to us this morning. It's so interesting how countries around the world are receiving this news. How is America seeing the death of Queen Elizabeth and the ascension of King Charles?
Well, the loss of the Queen is felt all over the world, including here. Lest we forget the age of the United States, if you look at it, for over a third of that, Queen Elizabeth was alive. And so she really is an icon. She's somebody who has been there for most of our lives. Most of us have never known of another queen. And many of us, either have friends or neighbors who immigrated here from other parts of what were once called the Empire, or are ourselves from that world ourselves. My husband, for example, he's an immigrant from New Zealand. We have neighbors from India and neighbors from Jamaica and so on. So a lot of us feel that there is a personal connection there, but we also feel that she has just been a part of our lives because of the media. She was the most broadcast mediated queen, monarch of all time, really. From her coronation, even before then, we have seen her in every form, on Zoom screens, on TV, on the radio, filmed for little shorts before the movies back in the day. So we all feel as if we know her. But to get to the second part of your question, how do we feel about Charles? In the U.S., Charles has never been, especially after the Diana years, particularly popular. A lot of people felt very much Team Diana, and that hasn't really ever gone away. And there are folks here who wonder, is he up to the task? Is he popular enough to unify the people? Polls that have been done as recently as this year have shown from the Mirror, from the Week, that at the most he has maybe 45% popularity with the public in the UK, and I'd say it's probably even lower here in the US.
And on the subject of division, I mean, Meghan Markle seems to be quite divisive. People have different views wherever you are, different parts of the world. But where is that at the moment in the United States, views on Meghan and Harry?
Well, Meghan Markle, she's our princess, right? She's an American princess. She is somebody who has made Harry very happy, and she is somebody who looks, frankly, a little bit more like the Commonwealth. Most of the Commonwealth, unlike the British royal family up until her, most of the Commonwealth is not white. Most of them have a little bit more melanin in their complexion. They look a little bit more like her. So in a way, she almost seemed to better reflect what the Commonwealth is. And so we love her. We feel that she's a little bit more like the rest of us, even though obviously she's a Hollywood star and very beautiful and accomplished and so on. But we love her here. And we know that she is depicted as quite divisive, especially in the British tabloid press, but most of the research that's been done has found that most of the online hate is really coming from a few dozen hate accounts.
Wow, okay, that's really interesting, because the British mainstream press over here are not particularly flattering of Meghan, but in the United States, is it wall-to-wall flattering? I mean, you said you see her as your princess.
Nobody is ever going to earn 100% of the public's favor, including Meghan Markle. But for the most part, the general consensus is the British royal family had a wonderful opportunity with her, and they didn't do a good enough job of protecting her or speaking up on her behalf. The never complain, never explain motto shouldn't really apply to things like racism and misogyny. Maybe it should apply to, what kind of events you're having, or maybe what kind of clothing you're wearing. But when it comes to racism, we should all be standing on the right side of history. When it comes to misogyny, we should be standing on the right side of history. And when we're silent, in a way, we're choosing to be complicit. And so a great deal of Americans feel that they should have done a better job, the British royal family, of saying, hey, this is not acceptable. And William has done that recently within the past year when speaking about racism in games like football. But why didn't he do the same when it came to his own family?